Welcome back to Susie Snacks. I'm Susie Carder, and this is where I give you a bite-sized information which becomes your cocktail for success. So today I'm going to talk about 5 common money costing mistakes. Won't that be juicy? So number 1, which I see happen over and over again with entrepreneurs, is we're spending more than we're making. I know that sounds simple, but the secret to building wealth is that we live within our means month after month. But so often we feel deprived, right? We don't want to do without. We're kind of in the entitlement nation, right? Especially when you think everyone else is living the good life and you're suffering and you don't have the things, whatever the things are. However, spending beyond your means isn't sustainable. You'll soon see your bills piling up, your credit card debt going up, and you can't be happy without spending. So I want you to learn how to be happy with what you have. Spend less, and you'll find more financial freedom, and it's much more empowering and gratifying than constantly trying to keep up with other people. Number 2, putting it on your credit card. Americans seem to have a funny relationship with credit card debt and savings. Namely, they tend to rack up a ton of former and not enough for the later. In fact, only 52% of Americans have emergency savings that exceed their outstanding credit card balances. The data comes from a Bankrate study, which also found that 24% of US adults actually have more credit card debt than they have money in the bank. That's staggering. I've been using the same debt strategy for the past 32 years. And here's my strategy. If I can't pay the balance off every month, then I have to save for it. Or if I can't pay the balance off, I don't get it. I got my first American Express in 1986. And it taught me to be disciplined with money and really think about, do I need it or do I just want it? There's this thing called good debt and bad debt. Good debt is an asset like your home. It'll appreciate. Credit card is bad debt, right? A lot of times you pull out that balance and maybe it's $5,000. You're like, what did I spend on it? Right? We want to make sure that good debt would be like investing in products or education. Right? Benjamin Franklin said, take the coins from your purse, invest them in your mind, and your mind will fill your purse overflowing. So education can be good debt when we have the strategy to pay that off. Set some goals this year to not add to your debt and put a payoff strategy in place. The third mistake that I see happen is not having a financial plan or a strategy. If you want to take control of your money, you need to know where it's going and plan in advance how to spend it. The bottom line is you need a budget that works for you. Now, this may sound daunting, but it's really easy. And if you follow this system, 50-20-30 rule, which is flexible enough to fit in anybody's situation, basically the rule says, from your take-home pay, you should allocate 50% to your essential expenses, which includes housing, transportation, utilities, and groceries, 20% to your financial priorities, which means retirement, savings, and your debt. In that order. And then 30% to lifestyle choices, which are gifts, travel, dining out, shopping, and everything else. Then track your spending to make sure that you're sticking to your budget. You can do this through many different numbers of ways of doing it, through paper and pen, through using automated services that will ensure that you don't miss any expenses, and then you'll start to see the trend of what you're truly spending your money on. The fourth mistake that I see is telling yourself financial lies. It's easy to tell yourself financial lies to make yourself feel better about the state of your bank account. Do you know what I'm talking about? Do you avoid looking at your bills? Do you avoid looking at your financial statements? Right? Do you tell yourself that your future self is going to take care of your money woes today? Well, that's really lying to ourselves. We want to believe that things will improve and they'll get better. We'll get a better job, we'll get a better raise, or we'll get another client. The reality is these financial lies cloud the reality of your money habits, right? And the condition of your finances. I need you to take an honest assessment of where you are right now so that we can build on that. The fifth one, and this is really important, is underestimating your tax bill. As entrepreneurs, one of our biggest challenges I see is that we're using all the cash to run our business and not setting aside funds for our taxes, and then we're surprised or stressed out when April 15th comes around, when that tax time comes. So I need you to make a habit of every dollar that comes in, you're putting aside 30% to your taxes. Pay estimated taxes on a quarterly basis so that money doesn't tempt you inside of your bank account. You'll be surprised at how fast that accumulates, and you're probably undercharging for your services. That's why you're having a hard time catching up and you can't pay your monthly bills. This always goes back to the budget. I know I sound like a broken record, but I promise it makes a huge difference inside of your life and inside of your business. Those are the top 5 money challenges I say day in and day out in my consulting practice. And if you need support in putting together your projections together, or you need a financial strategy, message me. I'm always giving great snacks to help you grow your business, protect your assets. So until next time, I look forward to seeing what you're up to and what you're doing.